The parent company of the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Vegas has now released the videos of Stephen Paddock in those days before the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Now, they show him standing close to the bellhops as they delivered numerous bags full of, well, we know what they were now, weapons and ammunition. Well, as the prime suspect in the October shootings, Paddock's motive remains a mystery, as he apparently killed himself rather than be captured. But let's ask the experts what the videos might reveal. Randy Sutton is a retired Las Vegas police officer, and Aaron Cohen is a security and counterterror specialist. Great to see both of you. Randy, let's start with you. And I want to go piece by piece, if we could, through the video, because I think it's really important for us to get very specific and advance the analysis here as we do it. Now, first, we're watching Stephen Paddock checking in, which is the video we've been calling for months, at the Mandalay Bay front desk. Let's watch it. Yeah, so we can see him checking in. You guys have both watched it. What should we be looking for here?
Well, what we're seeing here is, he's a high roller. He's a heavy gambler, and he's checking in at the VIP desk, which is affording him. He doesn't have to stand in line like other people, so it's a very expedited process. And since they know him very well, he's just putting his name in there, getting there all the credit card stuff situated, and he's on his way.
And let's move on to the next piece of video, and this is with the bellboy and all the luggage. These are big bags, and he's bending over to fix his pants. Now, why is that in any way relevant, Aaron?
Well, he's shifted. First of all, he takes the back entrance, which the hotel claims is not uncommon. Taking a service elevator. I've never brought bags into a hotel in Vegas and gone through the service elevator. So obviously that's an advantage. And pardon me while I look at the footage as I'm explaining what's going on here. There's a second long delay. His body language, his hand is in his pocket. His legs are crossed, which means he's trying to block out any type of nervousness. He's got one hand up right now. It just looks like he's generally uncomfortable right now. He's fidgeting with his face. He's touching his face. That's not uncommon with a behavioral red flag, with somebody who's trying to cover something. And again, he's scratching his head right now as I'm looking at the footage. So all of these, this is nonverbal communicating, Laura, which is what I'm trained in, specifically in Israel, for boarding flights in Israel, to go to Israel. And this type of behavior, you can't lie with nonverbal communicating. And so what I'm seeing right now is somebody who's covering intensely, and he's fidgeting, he's moving, he's shuffling, he's turning, he's let's go, let's get the cart moving. He's just generally uncomfortable. The shirt is untucked also. There could be a weapon on his pants, who knows?
Randy, I want to ask you about this, the timeline that apparently is still not agreed to. There's no timeline that all authorities seem to say, yes, this is how it happened. There's a lot of still swirling conspiracy theories about what happened in Vegas.
Right.
It still seems really weird to me. I mean, that's just my, how you have a gut instinct about something. The guy was not really, he was known by authorities. We thought he had a criminal history, but then there wasn't a criminal history. There's a lot at play here. But
what we saw today is very interesting in a couple different ways, though, Laura. This is the first time that we've been given the access to actually see him engaged in his daily activities while he was staying at the hotel. Now, you got to ask yourself, what's the timing? Why is this happening now? And I think it's very interesting that the hotel finally decided to give up this footage to a major news source. And what's the reason for that? Is it because there is so much in play here with people, espousing conspiracy theories, that finally, if you look at this, there's finally something that we can actually, as being interested in this subject, we're finally getting to see something here.
Well, and are we seeing something, Aaron, that informs us about the kind of guy he is, or motivation? We're not getting to any of that. He's a guy who sat in front of a slot machine for hours and hours and hours, and brought these heavy bags in a service elevator, a VIP check-in, swaying back and forth. We have the extra video here where we see him swaying back and forth with the bellboy as well, which we're going to see him there. Yeah, there it is. But still, we know nothing about this guy. The biggest mass shooting in U.S. history, and we know still very, very little about him. Aaron.
That's right, and that's why I'm jumping all over. You look at him right now. He's got the hands in his pocket. It's a very awkward shuffle he's doing. He's nervous. He's projecting nervousness. He's flagging like crazy, Laura. And these are the red flags that we look for. Again, in Israel, the difference between how we do security and how the rest of the world does security is that we know that you can spot the behavior of a murderer before he commits the act of murder. It's just as red flagged as it is afterwards. So he's flagging like crazy. And it's not the Mandalay Bay's fault. They're not trained in this. No one here in this country is really trained to do this, except for certain aspects of the FBI for their profiling and certain portions of Border Patrol, which is getting better. But we don't know anything about this guy. It's a complete mystery. I understand all the conspiracy. To go to Randy's piece, and I've known Randy for a while, Randy is very, very smart and knows Vegas better than anybody and knows how hotels are. I think that obviously the hotel put out the video to cover their butts. They want to get it out there and say, look, we can't. The hotel's basically, to me, what it's saying is, guys, you look at the evidence here and you look at this guy and you can see just as we can that he's just a normal guy. He's gambling. He's checking in. But once you start cracking this thing open, Laura, it's how do we use this video and this body language to prevent it from happening?
Yeah.
Correct.
Aaron,
and 20 bags is crazy going upstairs.
To you. Aaron, what do you think about the pathology that hasn't been addressed here at all? The pathology of a heavy gambler, a degenerate gambler, if you will, someone that can spend 8 hours at a time, literally spending hundreds of thousands of dollars at a sitting. How do you think that plays into the factors here? Because I think that there's something here that's being missed.
What do you think's being missed? That's my Israeli answer. Where are you going? Where are you leaning?
I think that the pathology of the degenerate gambler, it plays a role in the way we should be looking at this man as a suspect.
Well, they're socially isolated. They sit in front of a machine. I mean, you could say that about a lot of people sit in front of video games, but not everybody sits in front of a machine. We got blue-hair people all over Vegas tonight sitting in front of machines, like pushing the button. They don't even have the handle anymore. They just push the button like zombies.
Laura, I think what this is going to come down to is the tools have already been developed to be able to predict violence through looking at behavior. Yeah. And the question is when are we going to take the model that already works and how do we disperse it to these mega hotels and casinos and to all these other mega infrastructure places like the massive mall in Minnesota?
Absolutely.
And really start looking and creating behavioral detection programs, because really you can't throw more security guards at this problem. You have to train the guards. And as soon as we start taking the profession more seriously, then I think we're going to start having a different conversation.
It takes money, it takes training, and it takes, you can't be politically correct. And we're all politically correct, and that's part of it. Guys, we're out of time. I'm going to have you both on radio if you'll come on.
I'm in Toronto right now. It doesn't get any more politically correct. We're in the heart of political correctness here.
Absolutely.